Yo, what's up guys, it's Talon, and today we're actually going to be coaching a duo who are playing support and jungle, so it's the Zed and the Braum here. I thought it was a bit different. They wanted me to coach them together and talk more about how they should be playing together. So if you're curious on some of the things that you might want to do when you're coordinating with a duo, rather than just how to play solo queue, this might be a good coaching for you. If you guys are interested in coaching, I can coach duos, trios, solo queue, whatever you want. DM me on Discord, Talon1169, or through a link in the description to my Discord server. $25 an hour for coaching. They get coaching from a rank 1 solo queue player like myself. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so yeah, since I won't see your guys' screens at the same time, I imagine I'll be focusing more on like the things you guys get. I mean, this won't really be that useful anyways. It's fine. I mean, we can pay attention to the lane initially. Like, you can go onto the Braum for now, and you don't have to zoom it out. Zoom it back in a little, because it's hard to see many things here. But again, I'm going to be more concerned with like what you guys are doing together more than individual decision making or whatever. Jungle for now, there's not really much for the first 2 minutes. And you guys hear me, right? I just want to make sure.
Right. Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
For the first like 2 minutes, like jungle is just going to do the normal things jungle would do. So we're only really concerned with the support's gameplay. So for example here, you should be controlling the bush a lot more rather than just showing yourself for no reason taking poke like this. And if you don't have a specific reason to walk up, again, you'd rather just take control of the bush, wait till they walk up, land a Q on them. You kind of queued a minion for no reason initially. So I would just say so far the main thing to note about your lane phase is that you need to just be more concerned with using the bush to preserve your HP rather than kind of walking up when you don't have a reason to. And then the time where you'd walk up to be aggressive would be here, because you want to hit that minion to get level 2. Because the first minion of the second minion wave gives you level 2, and then you use your shield to basically fight them. But instead, because they got level 2 at the same time as you, you end up not getting any value out of this, and then kind of losing the trade. So taking advantage of level 2 and using the bushes better would mean that you'd just be able to lane a bit better overall.
Right.
But yeah, as it relates to you guys playing together, it will be more like later on in the game when we're more concerned with that. But everything here, I mean, again, apart from that, is fine. So we'll just
how about that cringe level 3 gank though?
Yeah, and that's good because if we look at Jarvan,
I get to punish his insolence.
Yeah, so you can go and, for example, you could have even invaded his like blue. Possibly, I think it's probably too hard. I'd probably, yeah, just be efficient and then use the fact that you're a level 5 jungler to gank around the top side once you're level 5, because we know he's going to be wasting a lot of time on bot. But and so even here, like, it's like a super small thing, but like you used your shield for no reason. Like, you're not doing anything with this shield, and because of that, now we don't have it if they are pressuring like later, or we don't have it right as we want to walk up on this wave. And then when we see them recalling like this, like, we want to try to stop it to make sure that they can't recall and spend their gold. Luckily he didn't recall anyways, but and then again, your Q usage, you kind of just use it for no reason. So I just want you to be like more intentional with your spells or have an actual reason to. So they're walking up and my teammate can follow up. Rather than just for no reason. So like this one, Maokai engages, that's when our shield should be used, because then they can't do anything on his follow-up and then he's kind of screwed. So you can kind of let them go in, because we know they use that one spell, then they're kind of screwed afterwards, rather than, again, just kind of using our cooldowns. So again, here, this Q, you're playing Braum, so there's not a lot to talk about early, which is why I'm concerned with every Q that you do. But again, you Q him for no reason when your teammate's not going to walk forward, and he doesn't have a way to engage on you, so he's not going to do anything. Whereas again, if we waited to have our shield until Maokai ulted, and we waited to have our Q until then, we can maybe get more value. So that's really the main thing so far, but overall, nothing too problematic.
Right. So I don't usually do this, but with that, I intentionally wanted to take that Maokai minion so my ADC wouldn't walk into it. Like, I know you're not supposed to like
trap,
yeah, that right there. I know you're not supposed to like take voluntary damage like that.
No, you're supposed to.
But I didn't.
That's what you're supposed to do in this game. Yeah, it's definitely good for you to just take control of the bush, and anytime he throws one of those, you can just tank it. You're tanky enough that, yeah, you'd rather value the bush control over taking a small amount of poke. Like, it's not going to be a big problem for you. So that's
exactly. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, as it relates to jungle, I mean, because I'm paying attention to like jungle, what he's doing on the map as well. Jungle's being pretty efficient generally. I don't see issues with that so far. And then take control of the bushes and make sure with our spells that we have a reason. So we want to wait, again, our shield until they do certain things. In this case, until Maokai engages, that's when we usually take advantage of our shield, or when we want to take advantage of specific waves. So like getting control of a wave that can give us level 2. Like that type of thing is going to be beneficial for us mostly. And yeah, feel free to switch
Right.
around when you have like when you want to show me Zed versus you, because you guys won't interact a lot early game. But again, I'm honestly like I think the pathing and everything makes sense. It's pretty logical. And yeah, I mean the game does go well early, so we'll see. You know, when it feels like it maybe goes a little more wrong, or when other things could be done differently. So this is again like did we not have shield? So I didn't see this. I don't know if you just didn't have shield on cooldown. You remember or?
I can't remember. I don't think I did. Also,
go
pay
back
no
and
attention.
replace or no? Like you could go back.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, just go back a little, because again, like this is the concern is he engaged on us, the Maokai, used basically everything that he could on us, and our shield wasn't used to stop this. So again, that's pretty much the only job that we have as Brum is someone engages. Okay, we use our shield to stop them. Yeah, and you had your shield up, like you hadn't used it for a while. I'm pretty sure you had it, and we didn't use it to block all the incoming damage from Varus. And we should understand. Okay, Maokai goes in. Maokai's not scary. We just want to stop Brum from following up, or Varus from following up. If we do that, we block all the Varus damage, we're already completely fine, and then they can't really dive us like that. So keeping track of the key spells the enemy have or the key damage they have, that's going to be the main value that we get out of
That's where it's at.
So.
Okay. Also, pay no attention to the complete fail ult and the useless flash.
Yeah, no, that's not my concern. I'm generally honestly not concerned with like missing spells. Like I miss spells all the time, and I'll look dumb. Like that's not a problem because everyone's going to miss buttons, and that you just make mistakes, it's fine. The bigger concern is the decision making that goes into it. And so yeah, pause here real quick because I want to look at the scoreboard, and then we want to take into account. So this is where you guys actually get to do things together rather than just basically do nothing together. So if we look at the game here, your ADC is useless. Oh, again, probably because of our mistakes, frankly, but at this point now we have a strong jungler and the rest of our map is strong. You don't want to spend any time around the Samira probably for the rest of the entire game. Our new goal is, okay, our Zed is strong and our other side of the map is strong, but who is it that actually needs help? I mean, Mundo doesn't need help. He's Mundo. So we want to play around our mid jungle for the rest of the game, especially their assassins, they're squishy. So what could threaten Zed, for example? Like based on, look at the enemy spells. What champions do you think are scary to Zed, and what abilities are scary to him?
I could answer that question, but are you asking him?
I'm asking whoever. You guys are duo. I don't give a shit. Just whoever wants to answer.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah, go ahead.
Well, all the fighters and the Maokai. I want to stay away from the 3-stack Yasuo whenever he has a tornado available.
Yeah.
I want to be wary of the Varus ult, and then anything that the Gnar can do, I'm staying away from. And the Cataclysm, I want to stay away from that.
Okay, so then of those spells, Braum, which ones can you actually stop?
I can stop. Well, I mean, I can't really stop the Varus ult, but I can get in the way of it.
You can stop his damage from incoming. Like obviously, yeah.
Exactly.
And if you block it, then the spread's pretty easy for him to run away. So yes, you can block Varus, and then there's one other champion who you can sort of like. You're not necessarily blocking them, but you can stop pretty much everything they do, and that's Maokai. Because when Maokai goes in, you shield, and then none of the follow-up really matters. You can't stop Gnar from like jumping in and ulting someone. Like he's not really, that's not really that possible. And the Yasuo is like Yasuo and Jarvan are really easy for Zed to avoid because Yasuo has to dash right on top of him. He's Zed, he has a million mobility, and Jarvan ult he can dash out of. So we have to understand, that's what I'm saying. Like we're looking at which things are dangerous to our teammate, and then we want to pay special attention to those champions and fights. And then, so what spells do we have? We mostly have our shield to respond to the Varus or the Maokai, like if Maokai goes in, or Varus. So our shield is really the main spell to keep track of, and then our ultimate can kind of be whatever else. So if Jarvan does go on one of our teammates, we just can ult the Jarvan, or if Gnar does, like we have that additional spell that we don't specifically need for anything. So yeah, does that kind of make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So then with that in mind, you can start the replay. And then also, because our ADC is not strong, we want to be playing around Herald. So what I want you to do when you guys have like this 30-second window before the objective spawn, if your plan is to go to a certain part of the map, I want you to push like this, but now that top lane's pushed, you need to go Herald. Like you need to start rotating with Zed already. There's no reason for you to sit here with the Samira. Samira will get some plates and leave either way, but now you're stuck on this wave with a weak person, and you're not helping Zed. Imagine you're here with Zed. This is much easier to stop. He still dies, but like it'd be even easier, obviously, to get that kill. Instead, you're sitting here with a useless Samira. Again, we don't care if Samira ends up goes and dies. In ranked, we have to identify who's good and bad more than trying to protect our shitters. We want to play more around the people who are strong. And so now even Zed, you guys are both making the mistakes of prioritizing this. When if you'd pushed out at 30 seconds, push out that wave that comes, and then you choose which objective you go for. In this case, again, Herald, because we were stronger there.
Right. Okay. Very good.
But you guys are still strong, so like it's not going to be like a bad outcome or anything. Which is what's hard too. Is it's hard to always figure out what our mistakes are when not everything is going to get punished. Like we're still in a fine spot. But even here, like they're TPing. Also TP on Jarvan jungle is really weird. But you guys are trying to fight around people with TP, and the dragon's already dead. And again, you're fighting around your weaker laners where you have less prio. If you just immediately after getting dragon, you just farm your blue buff, and then you go and you farm the Herald. Like you're going to win around there. You have a strong Mundo, which is a great front line to make engages.
So you would have wanted me to go ahead and take the blue buff camps, the blue side camps, and then rotate to Rift Herald after we just successfully took the dragon, even though Rift Herald was the original best play.
Yes. So it could have been like the opposite. Like say you did do Herald first, it would have been the same order of operations, and then go dragon after. And the only difference is like, if they contested the opposite side objective right away, then you're just going to give it up. But because we saw Jarvan show up, we knew that we could contest Herald afterwards. But yeah, pretty much that. So you guys just need to, in general, be more coordinated with pushing your waves around 30 seconds before the objective is going to spawn, and then rotating to the correct one. That's really like the main, and then the lane phase things we talked about for Braum. Those are like the main things I think of so far. So again, here, you push the wave, get the fuck out. Don't come back here. Leave. We don't care. So that's what we need to understand. This guy doesn't matter. This isn't our lane that's strong. These guys are useless. And now you're fighting 3v3 against people who can beat you. Whereas if you go to any other part of the map, they just can't beat you, even if they're even numbers. But instead here we saw like we do lose it straight. It's not super bad, but it's not great either. If you just push the lane first and then you leave, it's really easy. And that's probably what you guys are going to see. Is going to be like the main thing I'm going to be mentioning is just making plays together. Again, rather you go in, you kill one person, then you die. It's a lot more messy just because of again, like the strength of you guys relative to them. But it worked out pretty well, so we'll still take it. And also your red side camps are up is the other thing. So you're also fighting around blue side when your red side camps are up. So it's an additional factor. So as like the support as well, you want to try to time your aggression with his camps. So if he has red side camps up, then don't try to trade. Just let him go and farm and do whatever. And then 30 seconds later, if he comes back to blue side, then you can be like, okay, I'm going to go try to make a trade on this wave right before he finishes his blue buff because I know he can come in 30 seconds or in 15 seconds. So that's also an important thing to like time. But yeah.
Okay. So I've got a question. Say like champions like Samira or champions like Vayne who can really pop off late game. And if they're struggling hard early game, is it better for me to leave them or to try to get them to late game?
So first of all, Samira is one of the worst late game ADCs in the entire game, so that's not really, like, she could technically pop off, but she's not good in late game at all, unless the enemy are like 5 squishies. Vayne, yes. So generally speaking, if your teammate's doing bad, regardless if he's good scaling or not, and I think you can pause here so I can explain because it might take a minute to explain everything, but if they're doing bad and you have someone doing good, then you're going to go and try to help that player who's doing good. But what you need to understand is you're not just abandoning them. What you're doing is you're trying to, for like a certain amount of time, you need to be there to protect them. And usually the way you're going to do that is you push the wave. So if there's a wave at top lane right away, you go and you push that wave. But the difference is once that wave's gone, you need to make as much use of the next like 15-20 seconds where the wave's not there to be somewhere else. And then if you see, okay, that wave's coming and they're in danger, maybe they don't have their flash, maybe the jungler's there, maybe the Maokai is posturing to dive, and it looks like, then you go back. If he looks like he's pretty safe, you don't go back. So basically, again, just push the wave, and then once the wave is pushed, then you look to go wherever else it is, and you don't really go back to help them. Now, the only exception for when you're going to play around someone who's really weak is when everyone's doing bad. So let's say you have a Vayne doing bad, your mid laner's doing bad, and your trash jungle duo, you know, he's doing bad, obviously. So if everyone's doing bad, then we have to find whoever is the biggest win condition, and that might be your Vayne. Maybe there's 3 tanks in the enemy team, and your Vayne's the only way you can win, and so you have to like put all of your resources into that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, prioritize. Yep, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Very good.
Yeah, we can go with then ahead if you have. Did you have a question about this, or like why'd you rewind?
Yeah, so I rewound because you were saying I had the red side camps up.
Yeah.
But I just finished my blue side. I was wondering if it was a bad thing to jump into this fight whenever the enemy showed their hand, pushing pushing with Rift Herald, or if you're saying I should have left to go get my red camps.
No, I think it's fine here to end up fighting once you see them topside fighting and you see you can protect. The problem is the wave before, when you guys were trading aggressively. Like, it wasn't this wave, it was the wave before where Braum was trading aggressively, looking for a fight, and then lost half his health.
Pushing up under the tower here?
No. The wave before.
No?
Not this wave.
The wave before.
Yeah, the wave before. Where Varus ulted and then Maokai ulted to follow up after, where Braum lost a lot of HP. This was an issue because, again, you guys are fighting around someone you don't want to fight around, and you're fighting when your teammate has camps on the opposite side. So the mistakes, again, are all, it's more a coordination, because, again, that's more what we're concerned with. And the problem is we're timing a lot of fights when our jungler doesn't want to. But the fact that then you see them dropping Herald, and then you know someone isn't mid, you know, like the Yasuo showed mid, so you know you have a numbers bet, then you fight. Yeah, that makes sense to fight, of course. But the issue is that we shouldn't have really been put in that situation initially. So.
Yeah, we messed up in the first place. Yeah, okay. I see it.
And again, outcome-wise, it works, and so we're not going to be, like, you know, mad about it. But I like that you're also going bot, by the way, Zed. Like, just playing for the turret, this is really good. Might as well make use of this time this way, and then we can go get camps afterwards. So this is a very, very good play. And this is, again, the type of thing that having a Braum with you, and Braum is covering now, this is nice. Like, these are the types of things you can do a lot more frequently. You're aware of the fact that Zed wants to get the waves, you just hover on the waves, and then he can look for easy picks or something like that. Like, here, I think Zed should have been paying better attention. I think you guys could have killed easily with...
I was out of energy.
Yeah, I still think you can walk up and you can just go get ult out, like go ult in once your energy comes up. Like, you're about to go, like, you're half energy now. This is like 3 seconds after he's hovering there, and your Braum is right there. I think you can go for free. Like, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like you clear this. Braum ends up hovering, and you just kind of, again, pay attention over the wall, and go and ult in on the Gnar. Like, I think we should have enough energy to kill that guy.
Not without blue buff. I might have.
We have Braum ults, so like we should. Again, I'm thinking about what we can do together. Like, I think we can look for it, but
okay,
it's not the end of the world. I think it's fine.
That's honestly what I thought, Austin, you were about to do, was dive right back in.
Okay, lack of confidence in my champion then.
That's not a big concern though. Like, this is more, again, what it is a concern is that you're not farming your camps now. Especially not blue buff, because your champion is reliant on energy, and so you should have gone to your red side like immediately after we didn't do that. Like, it's fine. Either we did,
how much money do I have?
I'm not
that
sure.
I'm recalling right here.
Yeah,
I picked up my
and this is fine. Okay. The problem again is that we didn't clear those camps again like 10 seconds earlier. You hovered mid instead. When you had a couple camps you could have gotten. The reason it's important to clear those red side camps is because the dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. Like, now it's spawning in 10, but it was spawning in 40 seconds. We want to make sure our red side camps are cleared so that then we can farm our blue side camps right up to the objective, rather than doing it the other way where now you haven't cleared these camps. So regardless of whether or not you guys fought that, you know, that's not like a big thing. You're hovering there, you were looking for it, you just didn't decide to go in, that's fine. But then we need to make sure we clear our camps after, then we reset, then we go to the side of the map that has the objective we want to go for. So it could have been a little more efficient, basically. And then here again, like, we could have cleared our Gromp and then gone Herald or gone Baron, because what are you going to want to do once Baron's up? You want to just permanently hover it. And so that's what you're doing, and I don't mind this. The difference is you could have been slightly more efficient because they weren't just going to go sneak Baron right away. We had vision of them in mid. We could have farmed,
and we killed the jungle.
Yeah. And so they're never going to do it. So you could have farmed your blue side camps and then gone and hovered for the rest of the time. That way you don't have to worry about clearing them. Whereas again, here now, you're not getting that blue side gold pretty much ever. And since we ended up finding a play, it didn't matter, but in a lot of situations, we just end up hovering and then we're losing a bunch of gold for free.
See, this is Austin. This is what we need. This is exactly what we've been struggling with, is the finer details of it all. And that's honestly why we're here having this, is so we can, me and Oscar were talking about it. We need to figure out how he can pick apart our best. That way we can make our best better.
And pause here, by the way. So again, like, if we look at this situation, when your team was fighting Gnar, 3 of the enemy were alive. Like, I believe it was Gnar, and then there were 3 more alive. And their jungler was alive, and you guys are ahead 6,000 gold, and you started the Baron with just you 2 when your teammates were distracted. There's no reason to do that. Like, when you're ahead, flipping the objective is extremely bad, because if we end up losing, flipping Baron's bad. Flipping Dragon doesn't matter, it's just Dragon. But flipping a Baron, like, if they get this Baron, they could potentially come back and actually win the game or get gold bounties or whatever. And they have a champion like Jarvan who can very easily get into the pit and is like hard to just completely, so it's pretty hard to stop. And so the point is, you should have just gone with your team to kill the Gnar, and then just have Braum go and zone Jarvan. And if you can find Jarvan, then you can start it once you have vision of their jungle, and then you can turn on their jungle. But
I
just
see.
waiting for no reason would be a bit risky. I mean, you're still probably going to win because, again, we're in a winning position. So that's the thing. When we're already winning, most of our plays work out regardless, and so it's harder to like find the mistakes. But yeah.
Well, no, we still see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually. I'm glad you mentioned the Gnar play, because in the moment I wondered about it. As a team, I wanted to take care of the Baron, but I saw them rotate to the Gnar in Mega Form, and I was wondering if what move was the right move. I went ahead and started Baron.
Yeah.
Because it was up, but Gnar was the better move, and we could have just danced around Baron and gone for picks.
Yeah, and like if you guys were behind, then it'd be good to flip Baron because you're probably going to lose, so the risk reward is just better. But when we're already ahead, we're probably going to win if the game advances in a natural like state. Then we don't need to do anything more than, unless we have a specific reason to do something. So the enemy
Huge
stuff like that. Yeah, that Braum ult was cool.
Right.
Sorry, I was reacting to the 4-man ult.
Oh, that was nice. You did.
I hit the replay button.
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's
Gotcha.
computing.
So I knew they were coming around the corner, and that's why I wanted to ult right there specific.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
It looks like.
And now I'm just trying to.
Didn't. Oh, barely. That was close. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a little wild. We don't really respect the AP Varus until plays like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that champion is awful, so you shouldn't respect him. He sucks. But main thing is understanding, at this point, who is our target that matters. Like, Varus is going to be the champ we want to dive on, so like definitely looking for Varus when we can, since he is stronger than basically everyone else, and he doesn't have stasis yet. So if he continues to not have stasis, we can Zed ult for free. Pretty easy. So. And so then we have to understand, okay, like I want to, or as the Zed, I want to kill the Varus. So as the Braum, what can I do to help them, with that? Realistically, there's not much you can do in most situations, but if you ever find an angle to flash on him and get like your ult on him, you can find these angles because you know that's someone who actually matters. And again, if you guys are communicating like who you want to kill, pretty easy to look for it. But I do think, like, I remember compared to the first coaching, obviously I wasn't coaching the support, but I see a lot of improvements with like the jungle pathing and the plays you're making. You're mostly pretty efficient.
Hey, thank you.
Understanding like what you need to do. There's definitely a lot of improvement there. Again, the main things are timing our plays together and then playing around the stronger side of the map rather than like you guys contested Dragon, for example, or Braum not realizing early enough that he needs to start playing around. And I wasn't really paying attention to this. You want to replay it? We can maybe look at the fight.
Sure.
So at this point, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to hover and fight around here because we might as well push out our sideline wave. So that's already like the first thing I see. Like it's probably after we get this turret, but if we look at it, I mean...
I'm going to go back. It's moving a little too fast for me.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, we just get out at this point, and I think... Yeah, there we go. So, like, once Braum shields, and then one of your teammates dies, like, Echo goes in and dies. I don't know why he did, but he did. And then you pretty much just try to get out here, and you should be fine. But I think you continue to kind of go forward. Or I'm not sure exactly what ends up leading to the fight going so wrong, but yeah, pretty much just get out once we realize this is going bad, and then we just don't get out.
And that's why I ulted. It wasn't for engage. It was so we could peel out.
The peel.
Yeah, but everyone kept staying, and I was like, well, I mean, I've got redemption. I might as well stay and do as much good as I can if they're just going to stay here. So.
No, I think it's reasonable. Again, once we saw Echo, we pretty much should have just left. Like, we could have just, you two can get out. I don't really care if your teammates die because there's no objective up, so you're not going to like lose the game because some of them died. So we can just get out, like Zed did. Like Zed was just kind of sitting there poking, and we could have just realized, like, we don't need to do much. I don't mind you dying as Braum. Like, you're Braum, you're just sitting there and shielding. If you die, like, it doesn't really change the game, so it doesn't really matter. But we probably should have just pushed out the side lane waves rather than continuing to go after we got that tier 2 turret, because we were realistically never going to get that inhib. When all of the enemy were alive, they had all of their engaged, they had everything, so that's kind of something to keep in mind. But again, at this point, we should realize, like, Varus is the problem. So if we're going into a fight, we're going on Varus, and also you need to help him as a Braum on mid-wave first, and then go from mid-wave into this objective, rather than going into the ward right away. Because it's a lot easier to get caught in this type of situation if they actually want to engage on you, and then you lose all your spells right away. So
exactly.
The main thing. Okay. And so once again, your main goal is to use... Okay, pause here.
Yeah.
So go
that was a good shield, by the way.
Go ahead and ask your question before you had one, right?
Well, I was going to say the way I can help block Maokai's ult is just get in the way, and that leaves an empty path behind me.
Yeah.
And if I shield there, that's what I was trying to do for the Samira right then.
Yeah. And so when it comes to this fight, when we think about who's strong in the enemy, there's two things. There's Jarvan and there's Varus. As a Braum, we can't really stop the Jarvan. So we're thinking about Varus. That's like our main concern. You shielded basically as soon as Varus started auto-attacking you. Do you know how Varus works as a champion?
Yep.
Okay, so you know that he doesn't do any damage with his auto-attacks. Like, you know that the damage is going to come after he has 3 stacks on you, he ults you, and then the stacks build up. And then so you used your shield to block no damage, and then your shield expired once you're ulted, once your teammates all win it, because your teammates weren't very close to you either. Like, relative to obviously, like, everyone's pretty close, but at that time, nobody was that close to you. And so now you don't have your shield up anymore when the Varus is getting all of his damage off, and this is leading to a potential loss of the fight. Now, realistically, the fight still looks pretty good. Jarvan's playing it, so we'll kind of see what happens, but the main thing is you need to understand specific spells you're trying to block and, like, who you're trying to protect. So again, you're full health Braum. You don't need to preserve all your HP with your shield right away. Wait until that important spell like his ultimate comes up, then you just kind of shield to block your teammates. Whereas here again, you didn't really get any value out of your shield, and that's sort of Braum's entire purpose, so it's kind of hard. Does that make sense?
Right, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
We can start the replay unless you have more questions, but and luckily we do target the this fight gets pretty messy, but I don't really have an issue. Like, you guys still understood who you're targeting. You played the fight well enough. Again, the shield usage, maybe the only thing that could be a bit better, but not bad at all. I guess it's a pretty good fight. And I'm also focusing a little more on Braum gameplay, since I know I've already talked a lot about, like, your, like, specific gameplay in jungle as well. Because again, I'm more concerned just how you guys play together than I am, like, the specific, because that's just different type of coaching.
Right.
But yeah, everything else here looks pretty good as long as you guys push out multiple sides. So like Zed, I'd prefer top side right now, for example, just to push out side waves rather than like with our Baron, you know,
rather than a fight here,
chasing a fight. Yeah, because we're chasing a fight.
We want to push the waves.
Yeah, we're up 10k gold. We don't care about this. And if your teammates all die, you also don't lose the game off it because there's no Elder. So like worst case, if they somehow didn't, it's not that bad thing, but instead now Yasuo, and now you can see your waves aren't synced, and so your mid wave is going right now in the turret, then your bot wave's going to go 10 seconds later, then your top wave is never going to go there, and so when this type of thing happens, the enemy have an easy time protecting their inhibs, and then it gives them a chance to come back. And so yeah, we kind of just end up, we kill Yasuo. Again, this doesn't do anything. It's good that you killed him at this point to push out the side wave, but the problem is the side wave is getting pushed so late, now your teammates are all on mid, and the enemy could engage realistically. Because, well, they can engage because they're dead, but like, this is the time where they could possibly come back, and instead we're kind of, again, desynced on our waves, and that makes it a little harder.
You know what? Actually, I remember specifically, back whenever I was in the mid wave, I'm going to go zone the Yasuo from recalling. It was a specific call out that I made.
Why would that be useful? You're way more valuable than Yasuo, so you would way rather have you both be there than neither.
Be in the team fight. Because I forgot the scoreboard. I forgot that he only had 8,000 gold.
But again,
but
you guys
there was a reason for it.
That makes sense. But you guys should have pushed the side waves out first. That was more the issue, is not that, like, again, you want to first get all the side waves out, or pushed out, so they're all going on the turrets at the same time, and then you can group for fights after. Whereas you guys fought first and then push all the side waves after, and then by that time your Baron's nearly expired and you get less value. Again, you guys were winning enough where it didn't matter, but that could matter, so.
Well, I'm sure it does all the time. I mean, yeah.
Are there any questions about anything we talked about, though?
I don't think so. I think in this next game, we're going to see the consequences.
Well, this was a much more challenging game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was the one, this next game, we're about to see the consequences of what you were talking about with zoning not zoning, but pushing the waves.
Yeah.
Tryndamere did a great job of keeping our waves pushed, of handling our wave, and it honestly, if we didn't snowball the way we did, that alone might have lost us the game because we didn't do a good job of it.
Gotcha.
So everything you're saying makes
total sense. You're gonna path towards Ashe Braum, by the way, because Garen Mordekaiser.
I have no desire to go towards Garen Mordekaiser. Yeah, none whatsoever.
I don't know how Vel'Koz works, by the way.
Oh, do you not?
I didn't stream yesterday.
He's a
so
mage. He's very linear. He has a knockup. His ultimate is
I know it's also like
a little eye beam. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a self root.
Self? Oh yeah. Oh, you mean he stands still? Yeah.
His his little knockup. It actually doubles as a pushback if you if you put that ability on yourself. If there's enemies close to you, it'll actually push them back as well as knock them up. So it's kind of an escape tool.
I always hear he's so this is again already when we look at your lane phase, like you're completely unconcerned with your teammate and you're just like literally in their spawn and hitting them. And again, so,
how did Ashe get so low?
Because he left Ashe by herself.
As soon as I hit that ward, like the second time, I was like, oh crap, what am I doing? Right here, I was like, dang it, what am I doing?
And so your biggest problem as a player overall is the lane phase. Like this is something that you should be a lot more concerned with. The initial thing we look at is, okay, Caitlyn, Karma. They're two champions with high range, really good early game champions who focus a lot. So what do we want to do against champs who focus a bunch? We either want to find a way to all in them, or we want to just jack off and do nothing and just sit in our turret. Like one or the other. Either way, we need to preserve our HP and then find a moment to go in. What is our moment going to be to go in? Well, our jungler, who's an early game ganking champion, is pathing towards us. So we want to wait until about level 4, level 5, when he's around to then make a play. But if you lose all your HP on level 1, then it's going to be very hard to do that. And so we're not looking to trade with them on level 1 at all. Because your champion's amazing for all-ins. You land your stun. If Ashe can follow up, if Warwick can follow up, they get stunned, it's really easy. But instead, since you guys are super low health here, it's a lot more problematic. That makes sense?
Right. Yep.
And then I also don't really recommend looking for a level 3 gank, as Warwick, I didn't see the specific situation, but he was full health and had flash and had barrier, so that's never going to work. Getting him a little bit low, but being this inefficient is extremely bad because now you're just way behind on gold. Now you're not here at level 4 for this gank, and so you have to sit here kind of just doing nothing, hovering. So you've wasted a bunch of time and lost a bunch of gold, and now you can get completely outpaced by Tryndamere when if you just played normally, farmed your camps, and then went, you could have dove topside. Again, if Brahm's aware of it, Braum would really try to keep them in lane so you can dive them or look for an all-in, because that's, again, like the main timer that it makes sense for you guys to play on. So, does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
Definitely
Warwick,
so.
the problem is, in this, I watch, like, Warwick and Pantheon players, they all do this. Warwick is a champ I play a lot, obviously. They all think that their champion is just supposed to run at lanes and ganks constantly. Like, they aren't efficient at all, and so their champ feels weak, even though it's extremely OP, because they're super inefficient. Just play him like you would play Zed early game. The only difference is, if you see a really easy kill, you can go for it. So if that Vel'Koz had no flash and he was half health and your passive was procced, you could gank him. And generally, as a rule, with Warwick, it's like, if my passive's up, you know, the W passive, then I can probably be a bit inefficient to gank, because I'm going to have that up. But if it's not up, we don't really need to worry until our ult's up. So your gank, for example, in mid there was fine, because you go and you know you're going to blow his flash, and you have ult up, and you have no other camps. So at that point, it's fine. But earlier on is a bit more problematic. So yeah. And then here, looking for this trade, again, the problem, it's not a bad trade, but the problem is we're doing it after our jungler's already gone, where the enemy jungle's pathing towards us. Now their jungle's being inefficient. But because of that, again, we're not basing our aggression
excuse
on
me.
that, so, yeah.
Whoops.
You mean Fog of War, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, we
because I didn't know that Tryndamere was there.
No, he should have known that. Well, he should have known that Tryndamere should be on his red side. Like, not on your red side, on his red side. He wasn't.
Right.
But your inference should have been Tryndamere is on red side, because Warwick didn't see anyone on Scuttle or on top side for the entire time that he pathed there, which means they're probably opposite. Now,
it actually surprised me enough. It surprised me enough that I thought that he was solo lane for a second. Like he was the solo laner. Like, what is he doing there?
Yeah, that makes sense. And sometimes it happens. Like people, especially when we're only like diamond.
Forgive me.
I mean, it's fine. They find an all-in angle. I don't think there's too much. Like if you find an all-in, you take it and you kill them. It's obviously good. The main issues with the lane is you guys could be timing a lot of your lane aggression more with the timers that jungle wants to gank on. So usually Warwick will want to gank more around 150 to 210. if he's pathing towards you. If he's pathing away from you, like he starts, you know, let's say he started blue side, then he wouldn't be able to gank you until closer to 245 to 315. And so if we have these specific numbers in mind, and again, I can write them down if you remind me, like at the end of the game or at the end when we do the notes. If we have these timers in mind, but you guys can also just talk about it because you're probably at least typing to each other, if not in VC. So
yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, so like you can time these things with each other. And again, invading when we're full health and we don't know where the enemy jungler is, when we know he has ult and we don't have our ult up, obviously is a bit greedy. I don't need to really talk too much about that. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But
yeah, I was in a perplexed situation because after I killed the Vel'Koz, I went the wrong way, and I knew Tryndamere was in this jungle, and I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, no, it's a bit weird.
And I was under 50% health, so I was like, I might as well use my passive, heal off the camp, and maybe deny some farm. Yeah. Thankfully, I had flash up. I mean, it was planned, but it was also at the same time like reactionary.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I just tried to run away right after. Like you could have queued the camp and then ran away. Like I think it's not an unreasonable decision though. Like there's nothing really wrong with it. But I would prefer that, you know. But it's.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. That was that was a pucker one.
Yeah.
Vel'Koz got close.
Vel'Koz almost got you.
And so pull up scoreboard again. Because again, this is the same timer. So if we look at it, once again, okay, Caitlyn, not very strong. Or not Caitlyn, Ashe, not very strong relative to like Mordekaiser, for example. So Mordekaiser's up over 1k. So if we're looking at the situation again, I want you to do the same thing. So what am I going to tell you? This next wave that's coming right now, this is the wave that comes at 525, 530. I want you guys to push it quickly together. The jungle doesn't have to be there, but if jungle is there, that's okay. And then you leave. You go for Herald again. We're setting up for that. So you guys aren't concerned with fighting this. You're not trying to waste all your cooldowns and everything on this fight. You're just trying to get the wave pushed out and then go somewhere else rather than fighting around Caitlyn, Karma, who are strong early game and are closer in gold relative to your ADC compared to the top laner. So.
Right.
You can start the replay unless you have questions, but.
So I ulted here because I wanted to try to keep him away from as many plates as possible. I mean, is that a viable thing to do, or did I just waste the ult?
No, the reason it's really bad is because now you're not going to have your ult for the objective. And what's more valuable, 150 gold to the enemy right now, or potentially winning an objective fight? Like that's going to be more valuable, and more likely to actually turn the tide of the game. If you're in a random situation where like you could, like say you could have protected the turret from dying, then sure. If we can protect the turret from dying, we can ult it. But if we're just protecting one plate, that's not very valuable. So.
Okay.
And then again here, you could have left already. Like, we are 10 seconds before the objective. Yeah, your teammate might get pushed in, and he might go down a bit, but we're trying to, like, play more around our strengths rather than just constantly... Like, now you have 2 weaknesses instead of 1. If you leave, only your Ashe is the weakness, because you're staying here, your Braum and the Ashe are the weakness. So, and then you're prioritizing Dragon again. Like, I don't care that you're duo with him. I don't care that he was the best man at your wedding. It doesn't change the fact that your Mordekaiser is the one who's doing well. You know, and so if you play on your Mordekaiser right now, and ideally, again, Braum is timing his recall, so you guys are 4v3 on this Herald, I mean, you win the entire game right now, because you're going to be fighting him and you're just going to win this fight. And instead, we get Dragon, it's not the end of the world, and again, your teammate like wins this fight almost anyways by himself. And then Braum's again still not concerned with the fact that if Braum is here, this is a triple kill. It might be anyways, but again, you're just completely unconcerned with your strengths, and yeah, it kind of ends up being, you know, not ideal. So.
Rip. Right.
Yeah, so we do see generally the same mistakes. I mean, essentially your both early games have gone the same way. The same mistakes have been made. So again, you're here, this is a great time to find all in. And this is a very common thing, is like, you're resetting, you come back to lane, you can find something, but then, okay, push the lane and get the fuck out now, and go help the people who are good. So you got a nice thing out of this. You don't need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Go and ward a camp. If you need to protect your teammate, like here, you end up seeing him, you protect him, that's fine, that's reasonable. But we want to leave. You don't want to stay here. You don't want to permanently just be sitting here. Their Karma's not here. If 2 are sitting here, like their mid laner and their top laner, that's really good for you. You can go make a play somewhere else. Ashe is not going to get killed by Caitlyn Vel'Koz, like, under her turret. She can clear the wave, and they don't have anyone to dive. They don't have anything to do. But you just keep sitting here. Again, you're not getting any value. You're not helping your teammates who are strong. So.
Right.
And then again, if you came back now to lane, like say you recalled, you went mid, tried to hover mid, tried to find something, and now you came back to top lane once your jungler started farming topside camps, then it's good because now we're on the side of the map that our jungler is that can make plays. But instead, again, you could be 3-man diving this right now. If you were here, you'd set all that up. This guy's dead. But instead, they don't have enough to dive it because they don't have you to tank. And now they're kind of awkwardly sitting here. And I think, yeah, he kind of trolls, unfortunately. But you could have just...
Yeah, actually, I had no idea that my 3 was going to aggro the turret. I should have, but I was like, it's not going to do damage. It's going to push him away. He's going to be feared. No, I took 2 shots.
I don't think your third ability aggro's turret.
You don't think so?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'm pretty sure something else did.
I think he said it, Austin. I think he just trolled.
I think like minions were just dead. Well, you can go look at it, but I'm pretty sure either minions are just dead or you just hit.
Minions died. Oh my gosh! I trolled.
Yep, you trolled.
It happens. But yeah, your camps are also all blue side, so like we kind of again prefer to anyways be. I don't mind it. Like if you saw an angle to dive there, it's fine. The reality is it's a Garen, and Garen is very hard to dive. So because he can't do that.
It was less about diving, more about
getting the turret.
more about
getting the turret
taking getting the turret and then killing camps.
Yeah.
I could care less about the Garen, right? But I just trolled. That's all it breaks down to. Now that we're looking back at it, I just trolled.
Yeah, it happens. And then here, you clear the wave, I don't mind, but you should go top right after you clear this wave.
I should.
You can get this one too. You can get this one too. But yeah, you need to go top after because you have a lot of camps up. But yeah, like I said, so like, and this doesn't make sense. You can just get the wave.
No, I trolled here too.
Yeah. And we're just wasting time. So it's just a lot of inefficiency, even ulting him when, So a lot of inefficiency from when you play Warwick. So I feel like when you played Zed, you were pretty efficient, which makes sense. It's a champion who kind of needs to be. But when you play Warwick, you're getting too obsessed with the fact that your champ can fight a lot. And then you're just going into way too many fights and doing way too much. But yeah, let's time our plays more effectively with, again, Braum. So if we end up being like, okay, Braum needs to go help my ADC push this top lane wave. Okay, you push that wave out, my topside camps are going to be done. Now I can go dive with you. Or I'm on bot side, I want to clear these bot side camps, I want to make a play in like 25 seconds to dive around my strong member. You tell him that, then okay, I'll push one wave, then I can come with you. And you guys are going to do this, and then sometimes it's not going to work, and you're going to be like, oh, well, what didn't work? Maybe it's going to be the fact that your jungler, or the enemy jungle was pathing towards your ADC, and they had an Alistar, and Alistar's really good at diving, and then your teammate got screwed, and you lose a game off it. Like, that might happen, and so there's going to be more things to kind of keep in mind, but again, we need to first be thinking about that, trying to improve on those things, and then we'll worry about, like, the nuance to those specific situations. But for now, I want you guys to basically plan specific waves that you want to dive or make a play with someone. And play around stronger lanes.
I see.
Yep, very good.
Yeah, and here, again, we can reset. Like, I think you have gold.
I'm trying to go for camps, but I keep getting sucked back in with the Warwick diving syndrome.
Yeah, and it makes sense. This champ does do this a lot. Get the objective, recall, go hover Baron, and that's fine. I don't even think you get objective. Honestly, at this point, I'll just give up Dragon. Like, your teammates are dead, I just recall, and just hover Baron. Like, I no longer care about
I think I do. I think I'm clearing camps now, finally.
You can clear this camp and then go hover Baron. Fine. If you go right away, I don't mind. But yeah, this is a bit greedy. Like I said, we're just kind of hovering a spot that doesn't make sense. We worry about the Baron. This matters a lot more. Or the mid-wave. Like, mid-wave and Baron, like, this is what we're concerned with. And eventually you get there. Kind of roundabout way to get there, but eventually we're there.
A very diamond, not challenger way to get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't know if you have Gargoyle yet, by the way, but you definitely should.
I don't.
Yeah, Gargoyle is really OP on Warwick.
Let's see, I think I'm still working for my death stance. Where am I?
Yeah, you're working for
Terminus. Oh no, I'm still working on my Terminus.
Yeah, I tried to come in there and get you. Yeah,
and you should be way higher gold at this point. So a lot of the inefficiency is a big problem, because now you're mega weak at this point. If you're not minimum of 2 items by second dragon spawn, then that's kind of an indicator that you're very inefficient. So it's just like,
yeah, I'm seriously inefficient this game. I'm typically hovering around between 800 and 1,000 gold per minute. This game is very bad. Maybe just because I'm playing Warwick and I'm doing Warwick things and I shouldn't be. I'll have to go back and look at it. But typically, whenever I'm playing jungle since our last coaching session with the Rengar Shen, I've been getting gold. I've been hitting that 1,000 gold a minute mark. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But here, I'm just horribly inefficient.
I can tell from the Zed game that like you're getting better at this stuff, and yeah, I think Warwick is a champ that sucks you into that. So again, the main thing to keep in mind with Warwick, as a general rule, obviously there's more nuance to the game, is if my passive's up on someone, then I can be inefficient, because then you can actually possibly like kill them or gank them if they're half health. But if it's not up on them, then let's farm our camps first, and then look for a play, and again, let's time our plays with support better. And then the main thing for support is understand matchups, like not walking forward and trading in a matchup that's losing like a Caitlyn Karma early, being more concerned with just preserving health, and then playing around our strengths, which again would be like an all-in with Warwick, that type of thing.
Right. Right.
Oh, you might kill too. Yeah, this is the thing, like Warwick is so OP, like you're mega behind and you're still able to do all that.
Yeah, I saw the opportunity, and I knew that I was behind. I knew that I needed to make a play to make up for my own inefficiencies. I saw the opportunity and took it.
That shouldn't be your mindset at all. Your mindset shouldn't be, I need to make a play on the same side of the map as everyone and fight them because I'm behind. Your mindset should be, oh, I have 6 camps up right now, I should farm them and only look for a fight when I can steal a Baron, or when like this hover here. You know, I'm complimenting your gameplay here. Your hover was stupid. You should have been clearing all your camps because you had a bunch of camps up, and there was no reason.
Yeah, my entire jungle.
Because the only thing that you're worried about is Baron. So if you have vision on Baron, you can ult over and try to steal the Baron. And since you're behind, it's fine to 50-50 the Baron, because a 50% chance at getting Baron when you're behind is really, really good. I think that makes sense why, right? So because of that, if we were more concerned with that, then we would have, again, caught up. You would have gotten your camp switch. So what you ended up doing, you got 2 kills, you get say 600 gold out of it, then you died, you gave 300 gold, so you got 300 gold.
But like, this is 1,000 gold right here.
Yeah, it would be 900 roughly. It depends on, well, conservation gold. So yeah, it's gonna be 1,000. And you're probably not gonna farm your blue side though. You would only really farm your red because Baron's up. So
because Baron's up.
So you would have mostly just farmed your red side, but still 450 is more than what you got out of it. And obviously you don't die, you don't lose your ult, so you keep that. You keep all these things up. So there's really just that. And again, same mistakes we kind of see. We do see a lot of improvement for you guys overall. And then this is pretty much a situation that we're talking about. Like, this is what you could have done 60 seconds ago.
Yeah, that was my
waiting for.
Yeah.
That was exactly what you were talking about, where I'm running in, I see them on it, and I'm like, I'm going to die for this, is what my call out was.
Yeah. And
you
that's
literally
the risk
said that.
Sense. But the risk that you took before didn't make sense because all you get out of it is a couple kills and a death. Whereas here, you either lose the game or you win the game.
Excuse me?
So it actually makes sense. What's up?
Right.
No, the excuse me was going down to 0.25 speed.
Commentating. Oh, okay. I got you. You confused me, but it's fine. And so at this point, pretty much just push out all the waves now that we got the Baron. Like, reset, push mid, get your blue buff, and then we're fine. Yeah, all this is fine. Because this is kind of the time where we're going to come back, so we want to push the waves. Like, we're not concerned with this dragon. I don't even want you guys to contest this. I want you to just push out the waves.
No, we have Baron. I want to push. Dragon doesn't matter.
Like, mid turret is what really matters because that's the easiest gold bounty. Pushing top's fine. You can push top. And
I cleared the mid side wave
I don't want to waste time on
to allow it to push.
I don't care about this.
Right. I see. Just keep pushing all 3 lanes.
The thing is, you get the lanes pushed out and you grab the dragon as you're getting out, not like right away.
I see.
I mean, you had gold bounties on it, so it's not the worst thing. So it's like it's better than other situations. But again, if we get our waves pushed out first with the Baron, then we don't have to take this random fight because the waves are pushed. They have to clear them, and then we get it for free instead of like kind of a fight occurs because we're not actually pushing very well. But still helps. I mean, the Baron still obviously makes this game winnable.
Right.
So.
Right.
I also usually go an AP item third instead of Death Dance third. Death Dance third's fine, but I, for like carry potential, prefer I go Riftmaker if they're really tanky. I go Soul Stealer if they're squishy. I go anti-shield or anti-heal if I need one or the other. One of the 4.
Okay.
But it is.
So you said Riftmaker or
I can write it down for you after.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
I'll write down notes for you guys obviously after. Like that's what we'll do after this.
Good.
You could DM me the build. You don't have to add that to the notes if you don't want to.
I mean, I don't really. It takes 5 seconds to write. It won't be long. I mean, it's literally just you build this. Do you build Twin Guard and Spear Visage your 4th and 5th usually?
That is the plan. Yeah, but that's usually current meta, I typically go. Typically, I've been going Rando and Thornmail because there's like 3 people with crit on every game. Seems like.
I mean, yeah, like this game, it would be fine to go Randuin's, because they have Trinamirs really fed, so that's fine in this game, yeah. But the default is Twin Guard Spear for Session, and yes, if you need a different situational item, you do that. So the only difference
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I've been going Wit's End 4th.
Oh, Wit's End is not really that good in your champion anymore. I used to go Wit's End, and I used to
Is it
not?
not?
The item. They nerf Wit's End. It's just not that strong right now. And it's only really good when they have like a bunch of AP that's bursting you down. Here they have a mega low karma and a Vel'Koz who's never built items before. So
Well,
there's no
here I don't do it. Here I go Randuin's.
That makes sense. But no, like you can go Wit's End only if they have an insane amount of AP. And the time you would go it would be either second or third. Usually, honestly, second. Like if I'm going Wits, I just replace Terminus. But most of the time, I just don't go it unless I really, really need it.
If you're going Wit's End, you replace Terminus. Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah, but again, I would literally only do it if there's 3 or more AP. So, or 2 really fed AP, I guess. And then yeah, I mean at this point, this is more just like a messy thing where it's just like a lot of random fighting happens and we kind of win the fights. So I think we're gonna win, even though it looks kind of messy and weird. So.
Yeah, I'm just doing everything I can to keep Ash alive right now.
Yeah. I mean,
she does no damage too.
Yeah, I know.
At least now she has Bloodthirster. Before it was just Blade of the Rune King and Phantom Dancer, and it felt like she wasn't doing anything to Garen.
Yeah.
With Mercury Treads.
Right.
Yeah, I mean Garen's always gonna be hard to kill. That champ's kind of cringe. Yeah, I'm assuming everything. I guess there's 5 more minutes of this game, so we'll see what else happens. But at this point,
yeah,
go ahead.
We do win this game, and it does just kind of we're
it's
just
an attrition.
Well,
yeah,
like Garen,
you just ran down mid instead of pushing out your sides again. Like so, once again, we need awareness of the sides. Like you just ran straight mid, recalled, and then like, for no reason, just pushed your side lane waves out. Don't just try to barrel down mid and fight, because then the only way we win is if we get, mid inhib, and then we just end through mid because we team wipe them. And in order for that to happen, then they have multiple mages that can wave clear. They'd have to int for that to happen. And I know there isn't any recall.
Can you reiterate that? Yeah,
so
I saw Tryndamere.
Yeah, whenever we have Baron or Elder or anything like this, for the most part, we want to push out the side lane waves. And again, the same thing as I said before, you want to sync your waves with your mid wave, and then you want to push. Whereas here, you ran straight down mid and just tried to team fight with your team. I'm assuming the thought process is, oh, I have Elder. Elder means fight, so I'm going to fight. But the use of this Elder is just to get the waves pushed so that then you can get Baron later, because you're going to realistically end the game on Baron. You're not going to end it on just an Elder when your Baron just expired.
Right.
So I'd rather push out the side lane waves first, basically.
Okay. So better wave management and better early game. Those are our pills we're gonna have to start taking. Okay.
Well, again, it's like a lot more specific than that.
Sure.
Because wave management can refer to any point in the game, and yours is more so specifically with Barons / Elders, like especially just Barons, like the way you use your Barons. And the thing that I think is most important is for you guys to be timing your plays together by. So I guess it's wave management in that sense too, like pushing your wave out and then rotating and helping him. Again, that 5-minute, 30-second timer, especially, using that timer to decide which objective we want to go for, and then pushing our waves in order to be able to go for whichever objective we want. And then abandoning your ADC when you realize that, especially like 6 minutes onwards, is like, or like 5:30 onwards, really, we're starting to abandon our ADC if they're not the strong one. And again, you're gonna, if you do improve your lane phase properly, you're gonna start having your ADC be strong. Because right now, I mean, realistically, randoms always suck, but a lot of these ADCs would be a lot stronger if we're improving those lane phase things, which mainly for you are utilizing the bush better, understanding level advantages, which, do you know which minion gives you level 2?
Yeah, you said it was the first minion of the second wave.
Yeah, so if we're aware of that, we play really hard for that, we use our shield more intentionally to block specific spells or to give ourselves control of specific timers on waves and whatever, then probably going to be a lot more effective. And then again, playing around our stronger lane and playing around Herald when we can rotate when they're stronger. If ADC is winning lane, then we can Prio Dragon. And then in the late game, you guys need to have again, like, better idea of who it is we want to kind of target / protect our teammate from, like targeting that Varus in those certain situations, for example.
Right.
And then yeah, pushing out the waves before we get it, you know, just in general, really.
Right. Okay. Very good.
You guys have any other questions about anything?
I don't think so. Not until next time.
Yeah. And obviously, the Warwick was very inefficient. That was a specific thing. Like I said, I'm not super focused on your individual gameplays for the most part, because that would be an individual coaching. But the main thing for specifically Braum, like if you're just working on your own individual gameplay, is the lane phase stuff, and then for Warwick is understanding that just because we're Warwick doesn't mean we just fight 24/7. You did a good job there of zoning and this is like the nice thing about playing duo, is you can actually have your support like zone for you, or something like that. So this is good.
Okay, so, all right, well, very good.
I think we're just gonna. Unless you guys want to look at this last part, you could probably fast forward. I don't think anything. Again, here you probably could have pushed. Well, then you push mid because Ashe pushed side. If Ashe pushed mid, you should push side. Just make sure everything's getting pushed at least. And then here we're gonna use the prio from Baron to push Elder. So yeah, you do the right thing. You go here and then you go Elder, and I'm assuming you just win and fight, and then you win the game. Yeah.
Yep, it looks like it.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys, and and then write the notes for you guys. So let me know when you see my screen. Actually, I don't remember. Did I share it? I did.
All right, we're
You see
watching.
my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm closing mine, and now I'm watching.
Yep.
Yours.
All right. So starting with early game is basically, again, this for the first 2 minutes, you already know for jungle, like path or stronger lane, whatever. So as far as support goes, support should time trades and pushing to play around jungle. So like, again, Warwick pathing to us, can gank around 150 to 210. This is true for most junglers, roughly. We'll say it's like 220. Jungle pathing away and gank us around, we'll say more like 235.
250.
315. Yeah, I mean 250 is more realistic because I can't fucking type, by the way. But 250 is more realistic because 235 is like right when he gets on the lane. But I mean, I'm more just giving like a very rough timer, and you guys can communicate this more specifically. More like probably 40. So like this is like, and so clear, to be clear, I'm talking about when your jungler can gank you. But obviously you could you know, do this the opposite thought process. Well, the same thought process. If their jungle's pathing towards you, they can gank you on the same timers. And we want to be aware of this because then, okay, our jungle's pathing towards us. Well, then we're aggressive on 130 because we're already aware of the fact that he's soon going to gank us, or can at least. And since it's your duo, you can trust him more. And if your jungler, or like if the Warwick, your teammate's pathing away from you, then you want to be a pussy on 150 to 220 because you don't know where their jungler is. You might, but if you don't, then you know he could be ganking you. So you want to just basically time kind of our aggression based on that. And yeah, most of your guys' things, so just be more efficient on Warwick, and then just generally only be inefficient. I still can't spell, but I don't care. Thank you, autocorrect. So only be inefficient if Warwick passive is active, and I'm talking about W passive, to be clear. You know what I mean by the W passive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Braum in lane, use bushes better. And then also Braum in lane, play more around level diff and use shield, get that level. And then lastly, be more intentional with Q. So those are kind of all the early game things. It's just like the lane phase stuff for Braum, and then the inefficiency on the Warwick game, and the timing our aggression together. Again, we see our jungle soon done with camps. Okay, we can maybe look for something. We can see what we can do. But most of your gameplay obviously is a little more separate from the first 6 minutes, and then our first 5:30. And then at around 5:30, plan what you want to do. If we want to do Herald, then push duo lane wave, and rotate around 5:45. Obviously, very rough timers, but just roughly around there. We want to make sure we're. I accidentally just hit my mic. I think you guys still hear me, right? It's
Yes.
weird. Okay, so generally that's the goal. But then this is the weird thing about roaming is it kind of depends, because if your teammates are winning hard enough, and then you know that two of your teammates, like the dual lanes stay in dual lane, and the rest of your teammates are winning really hard. Sometimes it's actually better to just sit and protect your ADC so he doesn't fall too far behind, because you know they're gonna win. And so this is just where like specific decision making comes in, and you kind of have to be like, okay, can he get dove? So when deciding whether or not to roam as support, look at likelihood of a dive, win condition, which means like, okay, is our Warwick, who's fed, going to be the way we win the game? Well, then maybe we just play around that. But is the enemy win condition going to be their Lucian? Maybe we need to stop the Lucian. Like, we need to understand these things, and it's super conditional, so I can't necessarily explain every situation. If you guys have like specific questions, you're obviously free to DM me at any point, but just generally I want you to think about this more. I want you to think about the roaming, about timing it, that type of thing. Do you have questions about that?
Right.
Or...
No, at least I don't.
Yeah, negative.
Warwick build, I'll just mention really quick. Third item, Riftmaker into Squishy, or into, sorry, tanks.
Into tanks for the true damage, yeah.
What's a Soul Stealer? Do you know that I'm talking about the purple Soul Stealer, not Mage Eyes? Or no? Okay, I'm gonna take that.
The Awakened
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't want the
Soul Stealer in the Squishy.
I don't want the Killmore tier 2 Soul Stealer. You want the Awakened Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
Or if needed. So basically, it's just like you do one of these AP items. The reason I like an AP item, it makes your healing way higher. I used to do no AP item, but then they nerf Wit's End, so I no longer really do that. Death Dance, if you just need to be tanky, so like if you're really behind, you can do that. But most of the time I wouldn't. And
interesting.
The rest of the build's kind of the same as you always. And the reason I'm fine with building a bit more, and also a lot of things with the build. So the Death Dance thing you can do, especially if they're like full AD. You know, like if they're just full AD, you can do it too. So I'll also write that, like Death Dance only if full AD, or if you are behind and have a fed carry. Because if you have a fed carry, then you're like, okay, now my new job as Warwick is I'm just gonna engage. I don't do anything else. Whereas most games, you're obviously wanting more damage. Do you have questions about the builder? Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Then mid game, especially as like jungle needs to clear camps that are away from next objective around 1 minute until next
that makes sense.
Yeah, because then you don't have
because we might end up dancing on the objective, and if we're dancing, I could be there at any moment but still being efficient with my farm. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just want that. In fights, again, just like target priority in fights is essentially, we explained it more in the thing, but yeah, do you guys know what I mean by target priority or anything specific about that?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And then also keep track of specific dangerous spells, and ideally Rom determines which he can block. So it's like you basically, when you're playing solo queue, you have to be like, okay, I can QSS this and I can ult away from this, or I can shield it, whatever. But when you have duo and one is a support, well, now you can actually be like, okay, now I have my QSS or my gargoyle or whatever, and I have my ult, and I have my Q, and I also have a Braum shield. So like that's like a spell that you can think of now that can protect you. So you, again, you guys communicate that, you think about that, and it can be useful. Yeah, these are the main things I can think of. Do you guys remember other things we talked about, or just other questions you have in general?
I think that about covers it.
Do you have any other communication tips?
I mean, generally, I don't think communication is overly important. I think what's important is that you guys understand the specific timers you need to play around. Like I don't think after 20 games of playing or whatever, you're gonna need to communicate these things. Eventually, you'll just realize, like.
No, typically we actually we're either playing we play on his lunch break often. and sometimes he can't even be on the phone. Or like there's like 30 minutes before he clocks out.
Yeah.
We're not even talking to each other. So yeah, but whenever we do talk to each other, we do play a little better. But
well, I think again,
yeah, I agree with your assessment.
If we started employing all of these specific things, that's just going to make us play just way more than our communication that we've got going on.
Yeah,
So,
well, and what right now, like the first thing I want you guys to think about, again, like all the individual things are like you can think about this maybe when you guys do play solo or when you're just whatever. But for the most part, I want you guys to be concerned with timing the specific waves that you either look for a gank on or that you look to rotate on, because that's like obviously what's a lot more effective than just, oh, I use my Q slightly better in lane or my shield. So mainly when you guys are playing, probably just focus on that initially, and then you can go to the individual things after. But
very good. Very good.
then I'll send you these notes, and I'll see you guys